Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. B&B spoilers. Zende's confession tells Carter his feelings for Luna. The bold and the beautiful B&B spoilers and updates tease Zende Forrester Dominguez Dellen de Metz can't hold his secrets inside any longer. With having to work so closely with Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, making things difficult, he confesses his feelings for her to Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor. It seems like the poor guy can never get love right. He's had a pattern of falling for women who never fall for him, with Carter occasionally being an unwilling rival. That happened with Paris Buckingham, Diamond White. Through no fault of his own, Paris dated Zende while pursuing Carter, but her lust for Carter won out. Zende had remained patient with her, but she'd done him wrong anyway, and now she's not even in town anymore. Zende hadn't even tried dating after the Paris fiasco, and Carter coupled up with Katie Logan, Heather Tom. But then Luna showed up at Forrester and in the guest house that night, and what happened. Carter is a very sympathetic friend and understands what it's like to love someone who is in love with someone else. Zende doesn't tell him what happened at the guest house, just his feelings. Talk turns to broken relationships the both of them have had now and then in their lives, and how the concept of soulmates has to be a myth. If there were only one person for every person all their lives, the population would have ceased to exist a long time ago. Luna didn't help Zende by confessing to him about her guilt, although he patiently listened to her say she needed to confess to R.J. Forrester, Joshua Hoffman. Zende muses about that recent conversation as Carter continues to talk compassionately as if he were his older brother. In many ways, Zende does feel as though Carter were his older brother, and he's always been easy to confide in. He too has been through the woman ringer. Carter understands that it's awkward to work closely with Luna, but he can't tell Hope Logan, Annika Noel, to put them in different departments one designer down. Not that long ago, Zende wanted to save Eric Forrester's John McCook line when he was dying, and was jealous RJ was chosen. Carter says now it's time for Zende to put his all into working with RJ and Luna to save Hope for the future. Just because Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, outshone him before, it doesn't mean RJ will outshine him now. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with B&B right now. Come back here often for the bold and the beautiful spoilers, news, and updates. The soft glow of moonlight danced through the curtains of the Forrester Creations guest house, casting ethereal shadows on the walls. It was a tranquil night, a night where secrets seemed to stir in the air, begging to be revealed. In this quiet haven, two souls found themselves on the precipice of honesty, their hearts heavy with the weight of unspoken words. Zende Dominguez paced the room, his mind a tempest of conflicting emotions. His footsteps echoed softly against the wooden floorboards, a rhythm of uncertainty. He had come to the guest house seeking solace, seeking clarity amidst the chaos of his heart, and yet, as he stood there bathed in the gentle moonlight, he found himself more lost than ever before. Carter Walton sat on the edge of the bed, his brow furrowed in concern as he watched his friend's restless movements. He could sense the turmoil brewing within Zende, a storm waiting to break free. "Zende, what's on your mind?" he asked, his voice a soothing balm in the silence. Zende halted his pacing, his gaze meeting Carter's with a mixture of apprehension and longing. How could he begin to articulate the feelings that had taken root in his soul, the feelings that had blossomed like a forbidden flower in the garden of his heart? "Carter, there's something I need to tell you," he began, his voice barely above a whisper. Carter listened intently, his eyes reflecting the empathy that flowed from his heart. He knew that whatever Zende had to say, it weighed heavily upon him, threatening to consume him whole. "You can tell me anything, Zende. I'm here for you," he reassured, his words a lifeline in the darkness. Taking a deep breath, Zende steadied himself, his resolve hardening like steel. He couldn't afford to falter now, not when the truth burned like a beacon within him. "It's about Luna," he confessed, the name slipping from his lips like a prayer. Carter's brow furrowed in confusion, his mind racing to grasp the significance of Zende's words. Luna, the mysterious beauty who had captured Zende's heart with her grace and charm. What secrets did she hold, and what role did she play in Zende's tumultuous emotions? "What about Luna, Zende? Is everything all right?" he asked, his concern deepening. Zende shook his head, a bitter smile tugging at the corners of his lips. How could he begin to explain the tangled web of desire and longing that had ensnared him? No, Carter, everything is not all right. Because I think I'm in love with her, he admitted, his voice cracking with emotion. The words hung in the air like a thunderclap, reverberating through the room with a deafening intensity. In that moment, time seemed to stand still, the world reduced to nothing but the raw vulnerability that lay between them. Carter's eyes widened in shock, his mind struggling to comprehend the magnitude of Zen's revelation. In love with Luna, he repeated, his voice barely above a whisper. Zende nodded, his heart laid bare before his friend. Yes, Carter. In love with Luna, he confessed, his voice trembling with the weight of his emotions. He had spent countless nights wrestling with his feelings, trying to deny the truth that burned within him, and yet, in the quiet solitude of the guest house, he could no longer ignore the undeniable pull of his heart. Carter rose from the bed, his gaze unwavering as he crossed the room to stand before Zende. I had no idea, Zende. I had no idea you felt this way, he murmured, his voice thick with emotion. He had always admired Zende for his strength and resilience, but now, faced with the vulnerability of his friend's confession, he felt a newfound sense of reverence. Zende met Carter's gaze, his eyes shining with unshed tears. I never meant for any of this to happen, Carter. I never meant to fall for Luna, but she's unlike anyone I've ever known, he confessed, his voice choked with emotion. Luna had ignited a fire within him, a fire that burned with a fierce intensity, threatening to consume him whole. Carter reached out, placing a comforting hand on Zende's shoulder. Love is a complicated thing, Zende. It has a way of finding us when we least expect it, turning our worlds upside down, he murmured, his words a gentle reminder of the complexities of the human heart. He had seen firsthand the power of love to heal and to hurt, to uplift and to destroy. And now, as he stood there with Zende, he understood that their journey was far from over. As the moonlight bathed them in its soft glow, Zende and Carter found solace in the unspoken bond that bound them together. In the quiet sanctuary of the guest house, they shared their fears and their hopes, their regrets and their dreams, and amidst the echoes of their confessions, they discovered a newfound sense of understanding and acceptance. For Zende, the path ahead was uncertain, fraught with obstacles and challenges. But as he stood there, enveloped in the warmth of Carter's embrace, he knew that he was not alone. With his friend by his side, he would find the strength to confront the demons that haunted him, to navigate the twists and turns of his heart's journey. And as the night gave way to dawn, casting its golden light upon the world outside, Zende and Carter emerged from the guest house with a newfound sense of purpose. Together they would face whatever the future held, drawing strength from the bonds of friendship and the promise of love. And amidst the chaos of their lives, they would find moments of peace and joy, knowing that the journey was always worth the risk.